You know you should be doing something important right now. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's studying. Maybe it's finally starting that project you've been thinking about for months. But instead, here you are, watching a video about how to stop procrastinating. And let's be honest, this probably isn't even the first productivity video you've watched today. You told yourself, I'll just watch one quick video for motivation, then I'll get started. But now it's been 45 minutes, and you somehow know the entire life story of a penguin named Steve because YouTube's algorithm took you on a wild ride. Sound familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. Procrastination is like that one friend who convinces you to know you should be sleeping. It promises you just a little break, and then suddenly it's been 6 hours, and you're stress-eating snacks in the dark, wondering where your life went wrong. But before you start beating yourself up, let me say this. Procrastination isn't about being lazy. You are not lazy. If you were, you wouldn't even care about this problem. You're just stuck in a cycle. And the good news? We can break it. So why do we procrastinate? The short answer, your brain is dramatic. It sees a task and immediately categorizes it as huge, scary, overwhelming, even when it's really not. Instead of just starting, your brain panics and goes, oh no, this is too much. Let's avoid it at all costs. Maybe let's scroll TikTok instead. That seems like a great idea. And the worst part, your brain rewards you for procrastinating. When you put off a difficult task, you get instant relief. And that relief, it feels good. So your brain learns, hey, avoiding work, feeling good. Let's do that more often. And boom, you're trapped in a procrastination loop. So how do we break this cycle? We have to trick your brain into thinking the task isn't scary at all. And here's how you do it. Step 1. Lower the bar. Your brain thinks the task is overwhelming because you're looking at the whole thing instead of the first step. So instead of saying, I need to write a 10-page essay, say, I'm just going to write one sentence. That's it, just one. Because once you start, you're more likely to keep going. This is called the 2-minute rule. If something feels too big, shrink it down until it only takes 2 minutes. Need to work out? Just put on your gym shoes. Need to clean your room? Just pick up one thing. Once you start, momentum kicks in, and suddenly you're doing way more than 2 minutes. Step 2. Use the 5-minute bargain. Tell yourself, I'll do this for just 5 minutes, and then I can stop if I want to. This removes the pressure of having to do everything, because your brain is fine with 5 minutes. But here's the sneaky part. Once you're in motion, you'll probably keep going, because the hardest part, it's starting. Step 3. Make distractions annoying. Listen, willpower is overrated. If your phone is sitting next to you, buzzing with notifications, of course you're going to pick it up. Your brain is practically begging for an excuse to avoid work. So remove the temptation. Put your phone in another room. Block distracting websites, or if you must have your phone nearby, at least make it annoying to use. Set your screen to grayscale. Change your password to something ridiculously long. Anything that makes procrastination less convenient. Step 4. Use the pain and pleasure trick. Your brain procrastinates because it wants to avoid discomfort. But you can flip this around. Instead of focusing on how hard the task is, focus on how bad it will feel if you don't do it. For example, if you don't study, you might fail your exam. If you don't finish your work, you might get a lecture from your boss. Visualize that pain. Then do the opposite. Picture how good it will feel when the task is done, the relief, the satisfaction, the fact that you won't have to stress about it anymore. When you make these emotions bigger than the discomfort of starting, you'll be way more motivated. Step 5. Create an anti-procrastination environment. Ever notice how you're more productive in certain places? That's because your environment influences your behavior. If your bed is your Netflix and snack zone, don't try to work there. Your brain will fight you every step of the way. Instead, set up a specific spot just for work, even if it's just a different chair. And while you're at it, attach a ritual to your work time. Something small that signals to your brain, okay, it's go time. Maybe it's making tea. Maybe it's putting on noise-canceling headphones. Your brain loves patterns, and once it recognizes this is what we do before we focus, it'll be easier to get started. Step 6. Forgive yourself. This one's important. A lot of us procrastinate because we're stuck in a guilt loop. We waste time, feel bad about it, and then waste more time because we feel bad. It's a cycle of doom. But here's the thing, beating yourself up, that doesn't help at all. Research actually shows that people who forgive themselves for procrastinating are less likely to do it again. So instead of saying, ugh, I'm so lazy, why am I like this? Try saying, okay, I messed up today, but I'll do better tomorrow. That mindset shift makes a huge difference. Now, if you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step because you're actively looking for a solution. That's huge. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these strategies and try it today. Just one. Then, comment below which one you're going to try, because once you say it out loud, you're way more likely to follow through. And hey, if this video helped, make sure to subscribe, because trust me, we've got plenty more ways to outsmart your brain and actually get stuff done.